My wife is just gonna have to be fine with this, or my girlfriend, or whoever the fuck I have kids with, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna let my kids be slackers. Assume my child is born with cognitive connections and doesn't really have any mental disabilities, aside from possibly having too much energy and just being too much to be around, deemed by other people. I'm generally going to give them test weeks. Well, not necessarily test weeks, but like throughout the weekday, I'm gonna have them tested through social situations. What do you do when so and so walks up and say, "I'm mommy and daddy's friend"? I'm gonna have protocols put into place to ask the children, to tell the children, have them go through the steps if they're unwilling to, if they're impatient to. Scream, yell, be violent, be violent, be violent. That's literally gonna be the thing I'm gonna hound on them. If you don't want to be raped, if you don't want to be molested, remember those lessons that daddy taught you earlier. Being raped and being molested means somebody takes advantage of your body, does not listen to you, and does not respect you, and does whatever they want to you. Rape is when they penetrate you. Molesting is when they touch you. Penetration is when they insert themselves into you. Insert means you see my finger, now it's inserted into my mouth. You see my finger, now it's inserted in my ear. You see my finger, now it's inserted into my nose. Insert means to put things inside. There you go. Because at the end of the day, what you gotta realize, depending on what child you're dealing with, you gotta literally explain every single word, or you just gotta explain the concept. And because this is a YouTube video, I don't know who the fuck's gonna be watching this. I'm explaining it to the dumbest that I can think, or I believe that needs to be explained. So whoever is reading, listening, or whatever the fuck to this, you can comprehend it. And if you can't, well, you can't argue that I didn't try my best to make sure this was people friendly. So at the end of the day, like I was saying, my significant other, my wife, my baby mama, where the fuck she ends up being in my life, is gonna have to be all right with me teaching my kids to be able to defend themselves if we aren't around. Because if we're gonna be in this type of society where I have to work, where she has to work, and we have to have a third person working to fucking sustain the family, who the fuck's watching the goddamn kids? Oh, what about a babysitter? Because they don't molest, rape, or kidnap kids. Oh, what about family members? Because they don't rape, molest, and kidnap kids. What about strangers that you trust? Because they don't rape, molest, or kidnap kids. The only people that can fucking protect your kids if you're not doing it and you're not their monster is them. So who's teaching them, and whose job is it to teach them to protect themselves? Yours, as their parent, as their guardian, as their teacher, as their protector, as their lover. Clearly not the fucking sexual way, but some of y'all might be fucked up like that. Either way. So yeah, when the opportunity appears where I do have children, I have to be and take and have to do caretaking, I'm making sure that they know what danger looks like and what danger doesn't look like, and what danger could look like and what danger does and does not. Either way, what I'm going to do is make sure they're well educated enough. Like, if you molest and or rape my child, that's because you had to try. Not just, oh, I got some candy, molested. Oh, come over here with me, raped. I think I know who your daddy is, kidnapped. No, my child is going to be so damn difficult. The school system is going to actually, I don't even know. I'm hoping by the time that I do have children, I'm financially well off enough that I don't have to put them into the school system, because I don't trust them. I don't trust the school to protect my kids. Do you trust them to protect your kids? And if you do, then have you? I don't even watch the news, to be honest. But like, for not being on the news so much, I'm still aware of all the fucking school shootings and stuff like that. I'm just like, okay. So I'm paying these taxes for what? Okay. So I'm being polite for what? Okay. So I'm doing all the good thing for why? So I could be the reason why people want more people in this world. There's always going to be somebody in this world that people don't want more of, but they're always going to be around, because there's going to be people that are like, well, just turn a blind eye. This was an isolated instance. Well, you don't know until you do know. And what I do know is, I don't generally believe kids are safe anywhere, and the only way to make kids safe is to teach them how to be dangerous, but how to be respectful in their danger. But you're not supposed to teach kids violence. Fine, I'll let my kids be victims. Not me, but like you will. But I would never ever, if my kids do become victims, that's because the perpetrator was far beyond even my teachings. And then that's just when parents, more or less, I would say, or I believe, take the mantle. Well, I taught you as best I could, but clearly, listen, sensei and student type of things. There are some battles you should not battle either alone or at all. So therefore, I taught you how to get away from adults when like you have the opportunity in your open spaces. But I also realized that I can teach you so much, and I can teach you as much as I can, but you still are weak. And there's only so much you can do now. Me, your father, an adult, someone with superhuman strength. I thank you for telling me what has happened, because now I can handle everything. But if you don't tell me anything, I can't handle a damn thing. So that's another thing I'm gonna teach my children. Be honest, regardless if it gets you in trouble. Be honest, even if I'm upset. Be honest, even if they're upset. And I'm gonna teach them who is safe to be honest to and who's not safe. So I also realized from my utter naked nudeness, where it's like, why the fuck did you tell me that? I don't know. It was honest. It was true about me. Why the fuck not? So I realize what I assume a lot of people don't fucking realize or even think or care to take into consideration. When it comes to raising children, it's basically an everyday play of some sorts of trying to explain to them what's dangerous, what's not dangerous. Like clearly we're all gonna have to fuck around and find out, but I don't want my children to fuck around and find out about certain things that they don't need to fuck around and find out about the same ways I did. So even if that ends up making my kids a weaker version of me, I don't give a fuck. I'm only strong because the world stopped giving a shit about me at a very young age. I'm not gonna make my kids strong like me. I'm gonna make them stronger in a different way than me. And that's another reason why I find it hard to define strength, because I think a good amount of the world defines strength of how much weight you can lift compared to how much pain you can hold back and how much grace and how much peace, how much love you can give regardless of all the shit you've been through. Because I don't really have a happy story, but who does? And I know people do. It's just they don't always believe that they're having a happy story because I wanted a Ferrari and they got me a Bugatti. I wanted a mansion in the woods and they got me one in the city. I wanted ice cream, but they got me sherbet. I wanted this, but they got me that. They got you something? That's cool. They thought of you. That's cool. You got both parents? That's nice. You know your parents? Wow. You even know why you don't like either one of your parents? That's cool. You know your grandparents? Wow. You know your cousins? Awesome. I don't know shit about my family blood. So my kids ask me, Dad, what am I allergic to? I know I can't take X, Y, Z, A, B, C, so ask your mom. She might know more about your medical shit than you do because she seems to know her whole family tree. But ask me about my shit, well, Daddy got a story to tell you. And you ain't got to believe it, but Daddy also got a YouTube, so watch it whenever you want to. Either way, yeah, if you want to know anything about your family history, ask your mom because Daddy don't know shit about his. I just know that I'm alive, and I don't know why. But y'all here, so I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna teach my kids to be lethal weapons. I don't give a fuck. Because either they're weapons or they're victims. And I'll be damned if my kids are victims. And if they are victims, well, you activated the weapon. So do with what you want with that information. I know what it takes to do a lot of things. I'm unwilling to do a lot of things to do certain things, but I do know what I'm willing to do for the kids that I don't even have. So do with that information that you want. I know. I'm already a problem as it is. Imagine if I had a little one with me. I don't know. Sometimes I think that'd help me focus more, but also I think that would make me want to do things more strategically and a little bit less stupid with it because I can't fuck up as much with a child compared to I can fuck up as much as I want to as a single person. Like I ain't gotta worry about nothing. It's the main reason why I don't have pets. I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna be in 2 years, 2 months, 2 days. It is what it is until it isn't.